when you feel like there's a sign there on your back. Says I don't mind if you kick me, seems like everybody has. Things go from bad to worse, you think they can't get worse than that, and then they do. You step off the straight and narrow and you don't know where you are. Use the needle of your compass to sew up your broken heart. Ask directions from a genie in a bottle of Jim Beam and she lies to you. Well, that's when you learn the truth. If you're going through hell, keep on going, don't slow down. If you're scared, don't show it, you might get out, or the devil even knows you're there. Well, I've been deep down in that darkness, I've been down to my last match. Felt 100 different demons breathing fire down my back, and I knew that if I stumbled, I'd fall right into the trap that they were laying. Yeah. But the good news is there's angels everywhere out on the street, holding out a hand to pull you back up on your feet. The ones that you've been dragging for so long, you're on your knees, you might as well be praying. Guess what I'm saying? If you're going through hell, keep on going.
I've been deep down in that darkness. I've been down to my last match. Felt 100 different demons breathing fire down my back. And I knew that if I stumbled, I'd fall right into the trap that they were laying. But the good news is there's angels everywhere out on the street, holding out a hand to pull you back upon your feet. The ones that you have been dragging for so long, you're on your knees. You might as well be praying. Guess what I'm saying? If you're going through hell, keep on going. Don't slow down. If you're going through hell, by Rodney Atkins. Alrighty, we're in season 2, episode 4. I left it last time. Went from international duty back to domestic duty U.S. I was able to take a relief tool pushing job for the Helmrich and Payne. I was now working 3 days on and 3 days off. Things was good and going good, but it's 1980, I think it's 81, 82, oil field boom and bust happened. I was, like I said, I was pushing tools, working three on, 3 off, going different rigs. I was the relief pusher. I worked on practically every different rig Helmrich and Payne had operating in Oklahoma and Texas. I don't know if people has ever heard of the Penn Bank boom and bust. Things were going really crazy, and Oklahoma had more rigs than they ever had going. Finances was going crazy. The bank was loaning money without very much collateral. Gone crazy. Between 1981 and 1982, the rigs went from the record highs to record lows. I was demoted from tool pusher back to driller, back to derrick hands, back to floor hands. And now we're working as a floor hand. Was in western Oklahoma, near Hammond, Oklahoma, North Elk City. Middle of the winter, was working 7 days on and 7 days off, and you could not stay on the location. You had to get a hotel or whatever for your own accommodations. So it's too far to drive back and forth. So there was several of us had an old camper parked up on a hill near Hammond, Oklahoma on some old boy's farm. Middle of winter, middle of the night. I had no running water, no electricity, no toilet facilities. Wind's blowing, it's cold, got the propane stoves going. They went out that night, so here I am standing on a hill middle of the night, freezing my butt off. Had to go outside to use the restroom, and I stood there and looked up in the sky and said, there's got to be something better than this. So I went ahead and finished the hitch another day or two, then notified them that I was going to look for another job. And fortunately, I found a job with my dad's company, B&B Tool Company. Bob Poteet was able to hire me, even though things were still doing a little bit better in the oilfield service company, but the writing was on the wall that he still hired me, and my wages went from when I was pushing to when I hired on at B&B Tool, my wages were about 50% of what they was. Like I said, I never even took time or too dang dumb to save any money. I didn't have any extra money saved up to speak of. So now I went from really doing well and spending it all to making half as much and just barely making ends meet. Had a new house at Lindsay and trying to pay for it, and could kind of see the handwriting on the wall that, good gosh, it's not going to be long till it's going to overwhelm me and things don't get better. I'm going to have to, we're going to have to forego the house or do something. And I was still bitter, angry at the whole situation, and pretty much my own dang fault. Like I said, these years was in 1982 to 89, and they was probably the darkest years of my life as far as the financial struggles and working and trying to make ends meet. And it was trying, to say the least. I wasn't a very good husband, wasn't very good father to my children. I was working all the time, and every time I'd get a little days off and look at the finances, is still at zero at the end of the month, day or year. So 82 to 89 was very trying. They did get better towards the end as far as the salary, but like I said, it was whatever we made, it was spent at the end of the month. I just didn't know what to do. I was torn, bitter, angry. My whole life is just going for my eyes, and I keep saying, is this all there is? I looked for an opportunity to change jobs, and I found one with Weatherford Incorporated in 1989, and got a job there. The management was couldn't ask for better management, better boss, better conditions than I'd ever had pretty much in my whole career. So things were looking better as far as the work situation. I was still working all the time, and still struggling, trying to figure out how to do the finances and such as that. So now it's about 1990, 92, something like that. I'm making decent money again, and things was looking a little bit better as far as the amount of money is coming in, but it was still all going out. So I made a personal decision that I want to have to do something and get a hold of these finances and get those things in order. Heard about a guy named Dave Ramsey. He's a financial expert and radio personality, and I found a radio channel that I started listening to with Dave Ramsey, and I just absolutely admired him. I liked what he was talking about. I didn't quite understand all the concepts he had. Fortunately, he had a presentation he's going to do in, I believe it's in Rose State College, Midwest City. I told the wife that I was going to go to the financial seminar, and she didn't want to go, so I went up there and watched it, listened to it, and I said, when I get back, I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get our finances in order. I said, it's going to be a struggle at first because of our reckless ways of spending, but this is what it's going to be, and that's what we're going to do. And he introduced me to a lot of motivational books, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Dale Carnegie. I went to a Dale Carnegie class on how to win friends and influence people, and I kept working on the concepts that Dave Ramsey had laid out in his seminars, and got me a computer program that was called Quicken, and as far as tracking finances. And it took me a while doing it all by myself, but I was bound and determined to get the finances in order. Okay, I'm in the years like 92 to 1990. Things are going a lot better with the work as far as making some more money. I was getting control of the finances. I was tracking it, following Dave Ramsey's suggested called 10-20-70, saving 10% up front before you do anything. 20% is a long-term debt, and 70% is spend for anything else that come up in your life, and cushion of money saved up for emergencies that always do happen. So I was following the concepts to a T. Pretty dadgum good doing that. I still had struggles in my personal life with a family, trying to do the right things and all that stuff. So kind of fast forward to 92, 96. Teenage daughters are come of age, and I'm preaching to them every day, being hard on them. Said, don't make the mistakes that I made when I was at your age, as far as doing the wrong things and getting a position where you will regret some of the decisions that you made. So I was instilling them to do the right things, and probably wasn't doing a very good job on how I was trying to do that. 1996, the younger of the two daughters graduate. She did really well in basketball. She wanted to go play basketball, and she got a full scholarship to go to Chickasha at USAO, play basketball. The house was pretty much empty then. About a year and a half of dealing with that, 96 to about 97 and 8, all of a sudden had the empty nest syndrome. Talked to the wife, talked to the kids, talked to my closest family members, and said, man, I'm thinking about getting a international student for a year, and really didn't tell anybody what my reason was, but it was a personal decision that I made, that maybe if I get another child over here and give them an opportunity to be around in the United States and Oklahoma, and maybe I can be a better person to them than I was to my family. So I made that decision. All agreed on it. Contacted the agency. There was me, the wife, 2 children, and mother-in-law. We looked over all the different candidates that wanted to come to the U.S. I said, here's what we'll do. We'll look them all over. We'll do secret ballots into the and then in the session we'll look at the ballots. Each of us pick 3 or top 3, and we'll see what happens there. Well, all 4 of us did our secret ballots, and there was one young lady from Germany that was on every one of our ballots, as she had the highest score. So I said, she's the one. Contacted the agency. Told them that was interested in this young lady from Germany. What's the chances of her being available and us getting her? So they sent the documents to her. They sent the resume basically of our family and sent it to her, and her mom and her looked it over, and that she wanted to come to Oklahoma. So that was basically the end of '97, and early in the schoolhood in 1998, Karen from Germany came to the U.S. We all met her at the airport. At the time, my father he had retired from B&B Tool Company after he had about a 55-year career in the oil field business. His body was worn out. His heart wasn't doing real well. A lot of health issues as far as his liver, kidney, heart, circulation system. He was in pretty sad shape. But I always remember Dad being up there in Oklahoma City when Karen came from Germany and walked out, and at the time you could be in the concourse and receiving areas, and Dad was holding up a sign, welcome to Oklahoma, Karen. So it was a fun moment for me and the family. So I'm going to wrap this up. We got Karen from Germany in Oklahoma now. So I'll continue on with this in the next week or so. Thanks again. See ya.